Hello everyone, it's Justine. Today I'm going to make a shaker card with the waffle flower shaker window. And to make the card not just be a shaker, but have some interest behind the shaker element, I used this really sweet truck die. Now this was a die that was from the Spellbinders Advent Calendar. It was day 24, so Christmas Eve day. They gave us a little truck. So I went ahead and assembled it. It was very easy to assemble. The truck was one piece, and then the three window pieces popped out, and I just simply colored them just to give them a little dimension and color with two Copic markers. I used C1 and C2. I also added a little bit of shadow on different pieces of the truck just to give it a little more of a realistic look and not just flat white. I also added some E07, which is another Copic marker, just to give a little bit of light red on the back for the lights of the brakes. And then for the tires, I just used black and silver mirrored cardstock for the rims. I also pulled out a die that I've had now for about 2 months, and that is the Shape Essentials, and they're supposed to be like a postcard or like a stamp, but to me it kind of looked like a gear, so I also added the circle postal shape die here to go behind the truck. Then I layered on light blue, dark blue, or I guess bright blue, and then black to a card base, and I thought, I like this card, but I wanted to try some shaker windows that I got from Waffle Flower. This was, they're now on the Spellbinders website, so they come flat like this, and they're just some clear acetate here. But the nice thing is they have it all cut to size. This is the A2 size rectangle. So what I'm just going to do is just bend in 3 of the 4 edges like so. And it says to remove the protective film, so I'm just going to do that as well. So to remove the plastic edge, I just took my reverse tweezers and have just been kind of picking at this corner here, and you can see that that is now ready to come off. So I'm just going to carefully peel that off now. And you can tell the difference between, at least I can with my eye here, but you can see that it goes from kind of a dull with the cover on to a very, very shiny surface. That was very satisfying to pull off. All right, now I'm going to release the sticky parts, and it looks like they use 3M, which always makes me giggle because 3M is a Minnesota company, so that's always fun to remember. Okay. I love my reverse tweezers for things like this because I don't want to wreck my pretty nails. Anyway, now that I've just been flopping my fingers all over the inside of this, I'm just going to take my cloth and just kind of give it a little wipe. I just don't want tons of fingerprints on. I've got lotion on, so it's Minnesota and dry weather. I only released 3 sides because I'm going to create kind of a pocket. So this is my card front. Yes, there's white paper behind because I lopped off the back to turn this into a shaker card. So I'm just going to kind of justify the corners here a little, then gently press down on the sides like that, and then on this side I will just again fold and kind of do like a pinching up the side. And now for the top. Now before I seal off the last side, of course I'm going to add some things in to make it a shaker card, but you can see how like brilliantly shiny that is. I do want to mention that if you look closely in the corner here, it's not absolutely sealed off. There is a little bit of a gap, so if you wanted to use fine glitter, I wouldn't really use these windows, but if you're using some larger embellishments like these, they work very well. So these are embellishments that are from the Advent calendar that Spellbinders released. The blue embellishments here were from day 18. So basically I'm just going to dump some in. I have a ton of sequins, so I'm really not going to be shy with the amount that I put in there. All right, now I'm going to flip it over and seal off my card. If you're looking for other things to add into shaker cards, there are many different things you could do. You could do little beads, like seed beads. You could put in, see if I can find, these are tube confettis, and these are from a $1.25 tree, Dollar Tree, but they're just confetti basically, and that's kind of fun to put into cards, shaker cards. You could put in, there's these little like clay embellishments. I think Spellbinders is now selling some from the company Mix Ups, and that's Ups UPSZ. I do also have these. These are from Trinity Stamps, but you can see that they're these little clay pieces. These are adorable little frogs, but they're nice and thin, so they don't really get stuck in shakers at all. But if you're wondering if something is too thick, just try it and see what happens. And the worst thing is you'll have to try your project over. But to me, that's not that difficult, but whatever. There's also sequins that are different shapes like this. So I have quite a lot of sequins here, so I really need to organize my little sequin area better because it's kind of becoming too full. So anywho, if you're interested in those mix-up or those little clay pieces, I will link those in the description below. Now, these shaker windows are very easy to use, and look how fun that is. That is just so neat. But there's all sorts of different shapes and different sizes on the Spellbinders website. From Waffle Flower is the brand that makes them, so Spellbinders is just carrying that brand. But you can see that the shaker pieces aren't really getting stuck in one corner. They do tend to roll around nicely, and this little truck is just adorable in the center there. So for shaker cards, there's a couple different things that you can do. You can also add something on top. So if you have a stamped sentiment, you can put them on top of the window with some foam tape even. You could stamp right inside there. Some people like to take these little pieces and before putting the window on, glue certain ones in different areas. So when the card is sitting upright like so, maybe on a desk or something, there is still that confetti effect without doing the shaker movement. But honestly, these are just really fun, and I definitely need to pick up some different shapes now that I've tried the A2 size. This is just really neat. But the card is not finished. I need to attach it to my card base. So since this is a little bit of a heavier card front, I'm going to really not be bashful with the amount of double-sided tape that I'm using here. We have the clear plastic from the shaker window. We have all those embellishments. We have multiple layers of cardstock. It's a heavy card. So I will just put it on like normal. I like to line up the edge of the card with the spine of the card. That way I can see if it's lined up with the top and the bottom. And then I just let it fall And if there's extra on this side, I will just trim it off. It looks like there is not on this card, so it is ready to go. Shout out to my dad for being the inspiration for this truck card. He's got a white truck and his favorite color is blue, so I had to make a card for my dad. Anyway, Dad, hi. Thanks for watching if you are watching. Even though he's not into crafting, he does watch my videos sometimes. Anyway, I hope that you have a great day and you try out a shaker card for yourself. Ooh, looks like one got away from me. Anyway, if you like the video or you've been inspired at all, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for future videos just like this. Thanks for watching. Bye.